Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got a quick one today, but it's the first of 3 videos on the Allentown Pedigree, which will follow one after another over the next kind of week or two. This first one is mostly focused on the work I've done over the past few weeks, getting an updated version of the Allentown Master List onto the web. Before I talk about that project and some things I found, I'll offer a brief intro to the Allentown Pedigree. I'm going to follow up with a much more detailed discussion of the pedigree next week, and then following that, I have a really kind of fun video, which I'll tease a little bit later. So, here we go. Unlike Edgar Church or Davis Crippen, we don't know the name of the original owner of the Allentown books. Interestingly, the original owner, that unnamed original owner, didn't realize his books had survived since the Golden Age until, in 1987, his mother went into a nursing home and, kind of cleaning out her house, he discovered the 135 books in the pedigree in a closet. His friend, Richard McMeer, described in the sample chapter of the comic book Pedigrees book as someone who, quote, dabbled as an antiques dealer, informed him that books like that could be valuable. McMeer set out to sell the books for his friend. Since he had some experience with collectibles, etc., it made sense. There is a handwritten inventory out there somewhere, written by McMeer himself, which I would love to get a copy of, so if anyone's seen it, I feel like I've seen it. I feel like I've seen like an image of it somewhere. I may be crazy. That's fine. Anyway, McMeer contacted 6 dealers from the Overstreet price guide. It pays to advertise in Overstreet. Little plug for Overstreet, I guess. And asked them to submit closed bids, with the winning bidder paying the average price of the 2 highest bids. James Payette and Stephen Fischler decided to pool their resources to put in a stronger offer and reduce competition. They ended up winning, with Payette bidding $75,000 and Fischler bidding $65,000 for a final tally of $70,000 for the collection. I'll be talking, like I said, about the collection more and some of the value, like current value of the books over the next couple of videos. For now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the project I did to update the master list because, part of what you get here is me talking about some of the research that I've done as in and of itself as a topic, because it's interesting to me at least, and hopefully it's interesting to you. For this project, I received a spreadsheet with the original 135 books listed. It included Jim Payette's grade. He was grading the books like as he was looking at them and adding notes, so that's what those represent. It also has Fischler's grade, the list price of the book where available, and the known CGC grades of books at the time. So this was a while ago, but there were, many had been graded already. What I've done recently is update the CGC graded books. So anything that's been recently graded, I've updated the grade of anything that I know has changed. And then I added notes about each book where applicable. It's mostly grading history where it went up or down. And I added instances where the book is likely to be the best possible copy. So, for example, in this excerpt, you can see one note where the Batman number 4 could be a 9.4 or better based on the master list grade and could therefore be the highest, best graded copy since it's near mint plus and mint between the 2 dealers, and the CGC 9.2 is the highest graded. Another note where Batman number 6 is the known highest graded copy. It's a CGC 9.6, a stunning CGC 9.6. And then there are 2 notes on Boy Commandos number 1 and Bullet Man number 1, which both have been downgraded since getting graded initially. One was an 8.5, one was an 8.0. They are now an 8 and a 7, respectively. I want to thank everybody on the Allentown Pedigree thread on the CGC forum. There was a lot of information there and so many scans, which was great. And, it's always like I could not do what I do without the collective knowledge of the CGC forum and their intense and long-standing patience with my many questions. Sometimes they don't have answers, but a lot of times they do. And I appreciate it. Thanks for the knowledge, scans, jokes. It's all good. So one interesting issue that came up during this recent research was finding 2 books noted as Allentown books by CGC that are not on the original list as I've seen it. As I've said, I've never seen the handwritten listing, but I have this spreadsheet I got, and then there is a listing in the Comic Book Pedigrees book, which I'll show in a minute. So there's this one, Wings Comics number 5, an absolutely gorgeous copy of this book. It's a stunning CGC 9.4, which fits in with the quality of the collection, and Wings is in the collection. And then Fight Comics number 22, which is a 9.2 and is also a beautiful copy. And as I mentioned in the sample chapter from the Comic Book Pedigrees book, the Wings listing does not include the Wings number 5, and Fight Comics does not include the Fight number 22. So I'm continuing to research what might have happened there. I have a question out to Payette. He hasn't gotten back to me. I may ask around a little bit more. Maybe somebody knows, maybe they don't, but it is a mystery as to where these 2 books came from and why they're not on the master list. And with that, this one, like I said, is going to be quick, but it's the first of 3, so hopefully it's just like whetting your appetite. So with that, this one is over. A link to the blog post with files you can download is in the description. And if you're interested in this sort of thing, please download the files and take a look at the collection. It'll help you kind of get your mindset before I get started with the next 2 videos where I'm going to do a deeper dive. The next video specifically will be a deep dive through the entire collection. This is one, and actually Denver as well, where they're small enough that I can actually just analyze the entire pedigree. And with Allentown, I think that's useful because it's comparable to something like San Francisco or Edgar Church in terms of quality, and that gives us some idea of just how valuable the larger collections are. So if we learn some lessons about value from Allentown and then apply that to the Edgar Church collection, which has many, many times more books, it's going to be kind of a fascinating kind of mind game we can play. So, and then following that up, like I said, I'm going to do a video really doing an analysis of the value of these books. So I won't go through each one in the same depth, but I will talk about the value of the entire collection, which will be really interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nice speculative video. So just keep in mind, it was $70,000 when it was bought. There are probably, I don't know, 10 books, 15 books that are worth more than $70,000, just off the top of my head. And some books that are worth well more. So anyway, that's the intro. And check out the list. Let me know if you see any issues, if you know of any books that have been CGC graded, if you have any scans of books that maybe are in private collection that you would like to share with me, that would be awesome. And yeah, thanks. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video. It helps out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're most excited about seeing me talk about in the Allentown collection. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.